In this Rust experiment, 100 players were stranded together on a single island. They could build bases, form alliances, or even enforce their own laws.
We will find you. We will end you.
The aim for each player was to create a successful civilization. But on the final day, respawns would be turned off, meaning one wrong move could cost them everything. With tensions rising and danger around every corner, what friendships will form and which rivalries will start? I present to you the 100-player Rust Civilization Experiment. Don't forget, if you do want to participate in these videos, join my Discord server and of course, subscribe to my channel.
Go, go, go!
Go, 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 go.
The gates burst open, and all 100 players ran out into the wilderness. Immediately, wild boars began hunting everyone down, causing players to scatter towards the rivers for safety. Some survivors had even grabbed rocks to try and defend themselves.
There's a fucking boar after me! There's a boar after me! Can someone fucking help?
Unfortunately, she wouldn't be receiving any help from me, because I had sprinted straight down towards the river as fast as humanly possible. And yes, for once, I would be participating in my own experiment. Supported by my small team of 6 other players, we would head down south in hopes of finding a base location. As day 1 began, I stumbled across a horse.
I have a horse, nice.
His name would be Kevin, and together we swiftly moved off with some random man on a bicycle. Heading towards the southern edge of the map, we approached a power plant.
I am currently going to power plant at full speed on a horse.
However, this decision came with significant risk. For the first few days of the experiment, PvP was strictly limited to within 1 grid of any monument. This meant that the second me and Kevin had stepped foot inside the power plant, we were fair game.
I found a little airdrop thing, what's this? Oh hell nah. How do I hack, dude?
Yeah, you just press E.
But you wouldn't believe what was inside of this crate. It is Rust Mobile, the sponsor of today's video. Rust Mobile carries the official game IP of the multiplayer survival game that you and me all love. But it's rebuilt from the ground up for mobile devices. Rust Mobile has all of the core features we all adore: survival, crafting, base building, and of course, good old sweaty PvP. Only you'll be able to play it anytime, anywhere, from your very own mobile device. You'll drop into a huge open world island featuring diverse terrain, 1970s style abandoned structures, and unpredictable weather. In Rust Mobile, you can build your shelter, craft weapons, and team up. The game is packed with dynamic threats, from patrolling helicopters to wild encounters and competitive PvP. Pre-registration is open now, and Rust has just dropped their first live-action trailer. More updates are coming soon, and it's being showcased at Gamescom this August. So if you do want to support my content, click the link below to check out the official Rust Mobile trailer and follow their X account. Rust, anytime, anywhere. After finally figuring out how to hack a Rust crate, I discovered something incredibly useful. There was horse armor to keep Kevin safe. With him now protected and a hatchet in my hand, we set off to find the perfect base spot for my team. Speaking of my team, they were all over the map.
Do you have any wood?
No.
Or do you have a rock?
Thankfully, I just stumbled upon the perfect location to bring everyone together. A small, easily defensible cave ideal for setting up our first starter base.
L16, I can do that, yeah.
In their own time, everyone began grouping up at the cave. But it's time to tell you what our team is actually about.
I'm Chief Executive Mr. Flutters, Head of Smartville Police Department. Our officers are here to uphold justice and protect the community from anyone who threatens its safety. For criminals who choose to break the law, you will be tracked down immediately and you will be punished decisively. We will use every resource we have to keep the streets safe. For all the civilians out there, if you witness any sort of crime, notify me or Mr. Smart Guy. If you intend on harming any innocent people, understand clearly, we will find you. We will end you.
Me and my team had indeed set up our own centralized police force. The aim of this was to try and make sure no player or team got too out of hand. And for the time being, I'd even drafted up some laws to try and get started. But before I go into them, I had caught wind of a rumour. Apparently, another team had set up a camp dangerously close to our base. Curious to see who these new neighbours were, I had left my fellow officers, hopped onto Kevin, and began my journey. It wasn't long before I had stumbled across this group. They were known as the Goopers. Running up to their abode, I was rather low on health, so I asked a player I recognised called Palander if he could spare some bandages.
Hello, Palander.
Yeah,
Do you have any bandages?
Here you go, mate.
He had been so kind in giving me some bandages. But let me tell you a little bit about their team. The Goopers were led by an experienced PvP player named Albert.
This isn't a democracy, it's a dictatorship.
He was a leader who liked his strict order, and some may say rules with an iron fist. This was an experienced, organised, and most importantly, always up for some fun kind of group.
Alright, listen, guys, I'm gonna go to like Satellite Dish and Harbor. Can someone follow me?
I'll follow you, Panda. Where are you? Yeah, I'll go with. Right, let's move.
I'll shoot you. We're gonna bop your head as soon as we get into PvP zone, buddy.
Despite Palantir's bold demeanour, he was secretly worried that I'd call in reinforcements to ambush him.
Smarky, you better not be like getting your goons over here trying to like kill us.
Just as me and Palantir were enjoying ourselves, I had received an urgent message from one of my team members. An NPC attack helicopter had appeared and was now aggressively targeting our base. I immediately rushed back on Kevin, only to find my tribe was in the thick of a brutal fight.
Move.
The entire Smartville Police Department rushed to our lockers. Very quickly, chaos had broken out. Players were scattered everywhere, completely unsure how to respond. Yet, this helicopter was absolutely relentless. It kept hammering us with explosive rockets and heavy gunfire. Officers of the law were dropping fast, and our situation started to become critical. Just as things looked hopeless, smoke and flames began pouring from the helicopter. With one final stand, we all focused our fire, and the helicopter went down. My team erupted into cheers, immediately rushing to secure the loot from the crash site. Within seconds, we grabbed weapons, armor, and high-value components, exactly what we needed to recover. Morale was high, and with our newfound resources, I thought it was time to put my next plan into action. Me and my team decided we wanted a police station, a secure stronghold to lock up the server's worst criminals. Without hesitation, construction had begun. As steady progress was being made on the police station, I had got a message from our chief officer, Mr. Flutters, telling me to come back over to the main base. Apparently, we had some visitors. As I arrived, I quickly realised it was Albert and the Goopers. It turned out that Albert wanted to have a private chat with me. We ran off to a secluded location and began our little chat.
I've got something you might want to check out.
What's up?
There's this guy called Trey Coates, leader of a tribe, the Syndicate or something, I think. They've set up pretty close to your police base.
Yeah.
They've been acting a little strange lately. Kind of like they're watching us or something like that.
Kind of like they're watching you. Have they been... So what have they been doing? Have they been, like, showing up at your base, or...?
Just kind of hanging around and being weird. Just thought it'd be worth mentioning to you guys.
Interesting. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go and, I think Smartville Police Department's gonna go around and give them a little visit.
Okay.
I called upon all of my officers to get organised and go inside the base to grab any police loot that we may need for this inspection. After each of my men were equipped, we headed out in search of Trey Coates and the Syndicate. It wasn't long before we ran straight into their base. Arriving on an opposite mountain, me and the officers swiftly moved in on foot and found Trey Coates.
Hey, hold on, the cops is here. Hold on. Hold on.
Yo, cops.
Do y'all got a search warrant? Do y'all got a search warrant, bro?
Do we need a search warrant?
So.
Is there anything you're hiding?
Yeah. No.
I would demand that he lets us inside of his base. Eventually, after a lot of talking and quite a bit of blagging, Trey agreed to let us in. But once we got inside, they didn't exactly sound innocent.
Hey, wait, hold on.
TC.
Hey, this is harassment.
This guy look
harassment.
I got my eye on you, buddy.
Although they were being hilariously suspicious, they weren't actually a bad group, and Trey didn't seem like a bad guy. Feeling confident that these guys were okay, I had called my group to get back in our cars and head back to the police station. We quickly go over to Albert and his Goopers, who were constantly on the move, travelling from monument to monument. They were focused entirely on gathering loot and supplies. With each successful scavenge, Albert's tribe was going stronger, soon to become a very powerful group.
I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
So there better not be a bear in the tunnel.
Are there tunnel bears?
Tunnel bears, yeah, tunnel bears.
Tunnel bears, oh.
For now though, the Goopers loaded their freshly gathered loot onto their boat, and they set off home to call it a day. This is the end of day 1. Beginning day 2, it was well worth that I had met up with Syndicate and Trey yesterday, because Trey had now informed me that there was 2 players on a tugboat that had ran straight into his base and stolen a load of loot. He wanted to work together with me to try and do a sting operation to catch these 2 individuals. First things first, Trey was going to call them over to try and negotiate to buy back some of the loot they had lost yesterday. Then when they show up, we would be there waiting. About 5 minutes after logging on, myself and the officers got in our cars and went straight over to Syndicate's location. I had also sent Albert a message asking for some extra muscle from him and the Goopers. Arriving at Trey's base and with Gooper support, we were ready to make some arrests.
When we arrive, remember we're not trying to fuck with Syndicate here, we're waiting at Syndicate's base so that we can jump these 2 guys. It might be good if you guys find a spot where you're slightly concealed. Because when these 2 chaps roll up, if they see you and us, they're going to be like, what the fuck?
With everyone in positions all set and ready to go, with perfect timing, these 2 fugitives show up. Moving in on their boat, myself and a few other officers stood on the shore waiting. One player in blue eventually jumped down and followed me. The others soon followed and we led them slightly further away from their boat.
We've got some police matters to discuss, my friend.
Distracting them with some fluff talk, the Goopers were getting ready for my call.
Yeah, I just wanted to introduce ourselves, guys.
I sent Albert the signal and they started to move in.
Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, do not move, do not move, do not move, do not move. You gentlemen are under arrest. You've been harassing people.
No games, alright, no games.
With guns drawn, all of us surrounded these 2 fugitives. And that was it. They had given up and we had managed to catch them. Now we would arrest them, get them in our vehicles, and take these 2 chaps down to the station. With heavy armed security, we pulled up to the main door and asked the 2 chaps to walk inside.
Go inside, little buddy.
Once these 2 were nicely secured and handcuffed in the main entrance, they would now be processed by Chief Executive Mr. Flutters.
Okay, one at a time, please state your name. Start with you with the blue coat. Captain Ammon, okay, and you there in the fur.
I'm Captain Adriano.
We got 2 captains here, okay, that's great. What are you, the captains of the Mickey Mouse Brigade? Open gate 3.
They moved through our very long and very complicated prison system, and I was soon to let them know that their interrogation would take place rather soon. While myself and the police were sorting these guys out, I had agreed that Albert and his Goopers could go back over and inspect the tugboat. If any loot was found, it was agreed that the Goopers would be allowed to take half of it.
Get in the car, we're dumping now.
They would let Trey Coates know that they're working on behalf of the police force. As Albert and the Goopers arrived, he began to explain the situation.
Hey, I need to speak to your guys' leader. You guys are the Syndicate, correct?
Speak to me if you want.
Yeah.
Do you need?
So as you guys may know, we are
Can I have those
in
binoculars?
association with the police. We have actually received a warrant to check all tugboats in the area. We need to go see what's going on in your guys' tugboat.
Together they moved in and searched both the Syndicate's boat as well as the 2 fugitives' boat. Back over at the police station, myself and our fellow officers had made absolutely no progress on interrogating these chaps. They were convicted of stealing loot, but we weren't getting much out of the first guy that we were interrogating.
Where are you from? You better not be French. Where are you from?
I'm from Paris.
From Paris? The cause for your base, tell me.
We don't have a base. He's gonna kill me, bro. What is doing with his pants, bro?
Where's your base?
I don't like 15 years.
I'm just the captain, you know. I sail in the sea with my tugboat. There's nothing else to know.
It's a nice tugboat.
We are honest people.
Hey, keep it quiet down there. So you haven't read all 574 laws of this island?
Corrupt. We're not smugglers. We're legal.
This kid was really not budging, so I decided to call someone in that didn't need to follow the law as closely as I did. Here is Albert.
Now listen, I'm only here because I want the best for you. But there's a lot of people out there that want your blood, okay? A lot of people are very angry at what you've done out there. And ultimately, I just want what's best for everybody. So we're gonna need information out of you, okay?
I haven't done anything wrong.
The only way this goes smoothly for anybody is if you comply and just give us the information we need.
Long story short, he pretty much completely ignored Albert and didn't give us any more information.
Enjoy rotting in there.
We agreed to simply lock them both up. Anyway, that brings an end to day 2. Welcome to day 3. Today, myself and the chief officer, Mr. Flutters, decided to go out and have a little explore on our boat.
Pull over!
By coincidence, as we were moving out, myself and Mr. Flutters had spotted a gentleman on a tugboat. We decided to deem him suspicious, and so we boarded his vessel.
This is a routine inspection.
So, have you got anyone else aboard the vessel?
I was trying to pick up a friend, but he froze to death.
Actually, can I ask one thing? Were you in charge of this person's care? Looks a bit like negligence. We might have to take this guy downtown.
Can you open the bottom of the vessel, please? We need to do some inspections. Just routine. There's a bone with blood all over it.
Possible murder weapon.
Thinking that he could be a possible murderer, Mr. Flutters decided to give him a sort of test.
So we just need you to do something here now, just to make sure that you're, fully qualified to operate this vehicle.
Yeah, what's that?
Can you pick that up and point that at me?
He's got a gun!
He's got a gun! Freeze! Don't move! Don't move your back!
Don't move.
It appears we have a Mexican standoff.
Okay, that was a test.
I will happily let you be.
That was a test and you passed.
Deeming that he had passed the test and that he was fully qualified to operate the vessel, me and Mr. Flutters quickly headed off. Shortly after, as we were leaving, I had spotted on the horizon a tiny little boat with 2 people on it. They were wearing the exact same outfits that the fugitives we arrested wore. We were thinking they might be part of the same team, so of course we boarded them too.
Stop your vehicle right now, or we will open fire on you!
We got this man into our custody and then decided to move him back to the station. Mr. Flutters and I weren't 100% sure that this guy was connected to the 2 criminals we have locked up. But there's only one way to find out. My absolutely amazing interrogation skills. We first decided to open our interrogation with some mental torture.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I'm
now, where were we? We talk very quietly so people don't hear us.
We've got to make sure our conversations are nice and under the table.
Yeah, so they're like annoying little French kids.
Yeah, nobody can know you're undercover.
Well, am I gonna be a fed?
You're gonna be working with us now.
Yeah, let's go.
You're part of the law.
Let's go.
By deploying my highly advanced CIA-trained interrogation techniques, we had found out that the kid from earlier in the tugboat was part of this fella named Xavi's team. I was also told that the tugboat kid was not liked. They were incredibly happy that we had locked him up. Of course, Mr. Flutters and I had recruited Xavi as an undercover fed, and he would now work behind the scenes for us, gathering any intelligence that we may need.
We picked up Xavi, and he's quite a nice guy, so we decided to bring him in for questioning. We questioned him a little bit. He didn't really have anything suspicious about him, so we decided to bring him back over here and let him go. Anyway, gentlemen, have a good one, okay? We're going to leave you guys to it.
With everything nicely put together, me and Flutters moved out to the Goobers base to do another routine inspection.
Alright, you gotta turn that off, bro. That's too much.
Albert, you're looking good.
But as I was talking to Albert, there was some disturbing news.
We just got our ship pushed in, so...
Oh, what the... Why who?
Hotel guys. I crashed, and then they, looted me.
What?
My boys tried to defend my loot,
Hotel guys?
and they got clapped.
Albert, we've had an idea. So, we don't want you guys to kill civilians. So what we're going to do, we're going to do another sting operation, okay? We're going to have a little talk with them, and then you guys are going to pull up straight after, just like the previous operation. We're going to surround them, and we're going to arrest them, okay?
Both my police force and Albert Scoopers got our vehicles ready and set out to try and find this mysterious hotel tribe. Once we arrived, the plan would be simple. We would make some arrests, pull them in for questioning, and ask them why they had killed Albert.
I want to make sure we got our plan squared away. So what you want us to just hang out here, we'll come across the bridge when we get the signal, and then we take some of them into custody, or what?
We do want to take them into custody, that's correct.
For the time being, the Goopers would stay behind and wait for my call. My officers moved in on foot, crossing the bridge, and soon approached this base.
Gentlemen, can someone come outside, please? Afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello there, fellas!
We have a few building inspections
I don't know.
Hello.
Put the gun away, please. Okay, so we have Friggleton Dinglebomb. Guys, this building down here has multiple violations broken. I need you to come down with me and explain exactly why violations have been broken. You have 2 unlicensed cars with no insurance. I need to take a look inside quickly. Using a bit of police waffling tactics, I convinced their leader Crinny to let us have a little look inside of their hotel.
Dude, that's how we work.
Right, chaps, let's go down to the hotel. Crinny's plan was to house the homeless of the server. By this point, I had gathered that this group was alright. They weren't really doing anything wrong, but then again, they had took out Albert earlier. They even made a stage on the ground floor, and of course, Mr. Flutters went up for a speech. Right, sing us a song, Fanny.
Hey, yo, who chucked up, bro?
Hey, what song is that?
Yo, chill.
From a while away, Albert had seen that all of the hotel tribe was grouped up outside of their base. Being on foot and unprotected, the Goopers suddenly started to roll up.
Hi there.
Yo, that's Goopers! That's Goopers! Goopers! That's Goopers!
The hotel tribe completely surprised, and the Goopers all armed with guns. Tensions were rising.
Just calm down.
Police coming to.
They had just slaughtered unarmed civilians. The entire area collapsed into random gunfire, and the Goopers had killed loads of the hotel tribe. Myself and the police fled instantly, getting ourselves out of the line of fire. To this hotel tribe, it looked as though we had just organised a slaughter. Myself and the police department were incredibly angry with the Goopers. They had gone against everything that we stand for. We begin day 4 with 3 other tribes inside of our very own police-built meeting hall. Straight after getting betrayed last night by the Goopers, I had secretly went out and talked to all 3 of these teams. I explained to all of them exactly what had happened, including the murder of innocent civilians. Together, we formed a coalition of 4-member groups. The agreed plan was that once all teams had left the hall, we would all reunite around the Goopers' base in a kind of encirclement maneuver. This would only work if everyone arrived at a relatively similar time. Anyway, we moved out. The syndicate would travel by their rib. Me and the police would move in cars. Xavi and his team would fetch their tugboat, and the hotel tribe would come in on foot. Together, we had a strong chance of maybe overpowering the Goopers.
Goopers, come up with your hands up.
Myself and the police force began to encircle the Goopers' base. We were spraying covering fire while Xavi and his tribe moved round from the river. We had begun with a strong start, but neither of us could see the other 2 teams. The Goopers had just deployed their very own armoured car and ran it straight into a group of Xavi's players who were sitting on the grass. With many of them dying, myself and the police tried to push in more, but we were alone and our resources were getting low. With absolutely no support from Syndicate or the hotel tribe, my police force and Xavi's group were getting slaughtered. We were being overrun, and it wasn't long before I was killed as well. This attack upon the Goopers' base had been an absolute failure, and it's clear why. Only 2 member parties from the original 4-party coalition had showed up. In the midst of all the fighting, Albert and the Goopers had got hold of some top secret information. They had learned that the Syndicate and the Hotel Tribe had merged into one group. Seeing that he had defeated us, it became his aim to decimate and finish off the rest of the enemy force. The Goopers moved out in their heavily armoured vehicle and soon arrived at the base of the Hotel Tribe. They had set up a FOB known as a forward operating base and now begun to lay siege upon this 2-group alliance. Beginning from a distance, it looked as though it was a sniper war, but swiftly the Goopers started to surround the base from all sides and send in RPGs. Completely blowing up the top half of the base, they moved in on foot and started going for the lower centre. Firing a steady volley of rockets, heavy damage was being dealt, and fire was spreading everywhere. Close quarters machine gun fighting soon followed, and C4 was deployed. Pinto and the rest of the hotel members had to flee and get to the top of their hotel. Group of forces breached the bottom and started to move room through room, killing everyone. Going to the last room and breaching the final door, it was safe to say that the Goopers had come out victorious. They were the victors and no other group could compete against them. With victory achieved, they headed home in their lovely armoured vehicle. I would like to say a big well done to everyone that played in this experiment. Of course, this was our first Rust event, so it didn't go exactly like I wanted. But with this video now live, we can get more and more experienced players to make a better event next time. If you think you can bring some sort of exciting storyline to these videos, please do join the next Rust experiment by joining the Discord link in the description. And of course, thank you very much to my Patreon subscribers for making this video possible.